What if I told you that a strange radio signal detected almost 50 years ago might be connected to an alien object heading straight through our solar system right now? The WOW signal, a mysterious radio burst captured in 1977, has puzzled scientists for decades. It was a short, powerful signal from deep space, so unusual that the astronomer who discovered it circled it on the data printout and wrote one word in the margin: WOW. For years, no one could explain it. Was it a natural phenomenon? A glitch? Or could it have been a message? Before we continue with this space mystery, please subscribe and like the video. It'll really helps the algorithm reach more people who are fascinated by space mysteries, updates, and discoveries. But here's where the mystery gets deeper. Recent research suggests that the WOW signal might be linked to a massive interstellar visitor, a mysterious object called 3I Atlas. This isn't just any comet. 3I Atlas is the third interstellar object ever discovered, after the famous oumuamua and 2I Borisov, and scientists now believe it's far more massive, weighing over 33 billion tons and stretching at least 3.1 miles across, making it thousands of times heavier than anything we've seen before from outside our solar system. Even more astonishing, in August 1977, just 3 days before the WOW signal was detected, 3 Atlas was in nearly the same region of the sky. The chance of such an alignment happening randomly, only 0.6%. Could the WOW signals have come from 3 Atlas? And if so, was it just a coincidence or a deliberate message from something far beyond Earth? The deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. When astronomers first spotted 3I Atlas, they believed it was just another icy visitor, a comet drifting in from the depths of interstellar space. But as they watched it more closely, something didn't add up. Unlike ordinary comets, which follow predictable paths, 3I Atlas showed signs of non-gravitational acceleration. This means its movement wasn't explained only by the pull of gravity. Instead, it seemed to be pushing itself, as if some hidden force was giving it a gentle nudge forward. The most likely explanation? Outgassing. As comets heat up near the sun, gas jets burst out of their surface, acting like tiny thrusters. But even after accounting for that, 3I Atlas still seemed too heavy and too powerful. Astronomers estimated that the object weighs over 33 billion tons, and its nucleus alone stretches more than 3.1 miles across. That's 3 to 5 orders of magnitude larger than Oumuamua or Borisov, the previous interstellar visitors. In simpler words, it's thousands of times more massive. Could something this big and this strange really be a natural comet, or are we looking at something built, not born? Some scientists, including Avi Loeb, have proposed a bold idea. 3I Atlas might be an artifact, a piece of alien technology, disguised as a comet. It's a daring claim, but one that cannot be ruled out just yet. Adding to the mystery, telescopes have observed that 3I Atlas is shedding enormous amounts of carbon dioxide and dust as it races toward the sun, more than expected for an ordinary icy body. And next week, it will make a close pass within 1.67 million miles of Mars' orbit, skimming near Jupiter and Venus as well. All of this points to one chilling possibility. 3I Atlas may not just be passing through, it might be here for a reason. But if that's true, why now? And what message, if any, is it trying to send? On August 15th, 1977, a routine night at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope turned into one of the greatest cosmic mysteries ever recorded. In the middle of hours of static and silence, the telescope captured a powerful narrowband radio burst from the depths of space. It lasted just 72 seconds, and then it was gone. The astronomer on duty, Jerry Eman, was so stunned by the signal's strength that he circled the numbers and scribbled one word in the margin: WOW. Since then, it has simply been known as the WOW signal. The signal's characteristics were extraordinary. It was centered near 1420.4556 MHz, the hydrogen line, a frequency considered ideal for interstellar communication, and it was blue shifted by about 10 km/s, suggesting it was moving toward Earth. But here's where the plot thickens. 3I Atlas was in almost the same patch of sky just 3 days earlier. The WOW signal came from RA 19A25 Midi, Dec 27 degree, while 3I Atlas was at RA 19 and 40, Dec 19 degree. That's a difference of just 40 green in right ascension and 80 green in declination. A coincidence with only 0.6% chance of happening randomly. Could the WOW signal have been transmitted by 3i Atlas itself? If so, the math gets even more interesting. The detected strength of the signal, between 54 and 212 Jansky, means that at the distance of 600 AU, the source would have needed a transmitter power of 0.5 to 2 gigawatts. That's about the same output as a nuclear power plant on Earth. Think about that for a moment. A signal powerful enough to cross billions of kilometers, emitted from the same region of space where a strange interstellar object was passing. It's either a cosmic coincidence of staggering proportions or a message, one that we may have missed. And if it was a message, could 3i Atlas be preparing to send another one as it approaches again? If 3i Atlas is truly connected to the WOW signal, then we might be standing at the edge of one of the most profound discoveries in human history: contact with an intelligent civilization beyond Earth. Scientists around the world are now racing to learn as much as they can before this mysterious object leaves our neighborhood forever. Between October 1st to 7th, 2025, several orbiters, including NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and ESA's Mars Express and ExoMars, will turn their instruments toward 3i Atlas as it sweeps within 29 million kilometers of Mars. Later, from November 2nd, 2025, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, JUICE, mission will also observe it with a range of sensors. These missions could provide us with critical information: its composition, rotation, surface structure, and possibly even signs of technology. But the real question remains: if we detect an artificial signal, how should we respond? Scientists have debated this for decades. One option is passive observation, listening quietly and gathering as much data as possible. Another is active messaging, using radio waves or laser signals to reply. The boldest plan of all involves sending interceptors, spacecraft designed to intercept, land, or photograph the object up close. And then there's the Loeb scale, a ranking system used to assess how urgently we should respond. A rank 10 scenario would indicate an imminent and potentially dangerous visitor, requiring immediate action. But even a lower rank, scientists argue, deserves serious attention, because the stakes for humanity could not be higher. What if 3i Atlas isn't just a comet, but a probe? What if its purpose is to study us, or even contact us? The idea may sound like science fiction, but remember, so did airplanes, satellites, and exoplanets before they were discovered. Today's impossible could be tomorrow's reality. If 3i Atlas is indeed connected to the WOW signal, we're not just dealing with a wandering chunk of rock and ice. We could be facing the first known artifact from another civilization. And that raises a monumental question: what should humanity do next? Scientists are already planning their moves. Between October 1st to 7th, 2025, 3 powerful spacecraft, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, ESA's Mars Express, and ExoMars, will turn their instruments toward 3i Atlas as it sweeps within 29 million kilometers of Mars. Even from that distance, a single bright pixel captured by a camera could reveal details about its surface, composition, or even its structure. And that's not all. From November 2nd, 2025, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, JUICE, will also observe the object with its suite of advanced sensors. These observations might tell us whether 3i Atlas is a natural object or something engineered. If signs of artificial design are detected, humanity will face a decision unlike any in history. How do you talk to something that might be alive or might be listening? Scientists propose 2 main options: electromagnetic messaging, using radio or laser signals to try and communicate; physical interception, launching spacecraft that could cross its path, land on it, or take close-up photographs. Both options come with risk. A signal could reveal our location and technology level. An interceptor could be seen as an act of aggression. And yet, doing nothing might mean missing humanity's first chance to make contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence. Are we ready for that moment? Do we even understand what contact would look like? Because here's the unsettling truth. Even if 3i Atlas is a visitor, its purpose, friendly, curious, or hostile, is still completely unknown. And just like ants watching a passing biker, our limited knowledge might not prepare us for what's really out there. If 3i Atlas is indeed more than just a frozen traveler, then we stand at the edge of the most profound moment in human history. But what happens next depends on what, or who, we might be dealing with. Let's imagine the best-case scenario first. Scenario 1. Peaceful contact. If the object is a probe or a communication device, it may simply be here to observe. Perhaps it's broadcasting data back to its origin, a civilization hundreds or thousands of light years away. Maybe the wow signal was a hello, a way to see if anyone here is listening. In this scenario, our challenge would be to respond wisely, not with fear, but with curiosity and caution. But there's another, more unsettling possibility. Scenario 2. Passive surveillance. 3i Atlas could be part of a vast cosmic network, scanning star systems for life, much like our own probes explore Mars and beyond. If so, we might already be cataloged, a simple entry in an alien database, and that alone would change everything we know about our place in the universe. And then there's the scenario that keeps scientists awake at night. Scenario 3. A Trojan horse. What if 3i Atlas is not just here to look, but to act? It could carry technologies far beyond our understanding. It could observe, influence, or even interfere. And though the chance may be small, the impact could be enormous. Astrophysicist Avi Loeb calls this a potential black swan event, something we don't expect, but which could redefine human destiny. Even if the risk is tiny, the stakes are too high to ignore. And so, our preparations must include not just exploration and communication, but contingency plans. Because if 3i Atlas turns out to be more than a comet, we must be ready for any outcome, from peaceful exchange to existential threat. The question is, will we recognize the signs in time? As 3i Atlas moves silently through our solar system, humanity stands on the edge of a story that began long before we were watching. A story written not in words, but in radio signals, gravitational whispers, and the faint glow of alien light. For decades, the wow signal remained an unsolved mystery, a lonely 72-second burst from the darkness. But now, with 3i Atlas crossing our cosmic neighborhood, the puzzle pieces are starting to align. The possibility that both are part of the same story is no longer science fiction. It's science unfolding before our eyes. A massive object heavier than 33 billion tons. A radio signal powerful enough to travel billions of kilometers. A coincidence of position with only a 0.6% chance. These are not ordinary facts. Together, they may represent the first proof that we are not alone. And if that is true, then history will remember this moment as the one when humanity truly looked outward, not just as explorers, but as participants in a far greater cosmic network. Our telescopes will watch, our instruments will listen, our scientists will debate. But in the end, the truth about 3i Atlas, whether it's a natural relic or a deliberate artifact, will teach us something far more profound about ourselves. It will reveal how small we are, how curious we can be, and how far we're willing to go in the pursuit of knowledge. Perhaps this visitor will pass by silently, leaving us with nothing but questions. Or perhaps one day, a new signal will arrive, stronger, clearer, and unmistakably intelligent. Until then, the universe remains vast, mysterious, and full of secrets still waiting to be discovered. And maybe, just maybe, the next great message is already on its way. For centuries, humanity has looked to the night sky and asked the same timeless question, are we alone? Every discovery, from distant galaxies to exoplanets and pulsars, has brought us closer to an answer, but none have shaken our imagination quite like the wow signal and 3i Atlas. The two mysteries, separated by nearly 5 decades, now seem to orbit around one central truth. Something out there might be trying to reach us. The wow signal, with its precise frequency near the hydrogen line, remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for extraterrestrial communication. And the arrival of 3i Atlas, a colossal interstellar object with non-gravitational acceleration and mass beyond any previous visitor, pushes that mystery into sharper focus. 1. A signal from the stars. 2. An object heavier than 33 billion tons. 3. A sky alignment too precise to ignore. These aren't coincidences, they're clues. And together, they point toward a future where humanity is no longer a silent observer of the cosmos, but an active participant in a much larger story. If 3i Atlas is natural, it will rewrite what we know about interstellar objects. If it's artificial, it will rewrite everything. Our science, our philosophy, our place in the universe, all will change in an instant. But one truth remains constant. Curiosity is humanity's greatest strength. It's what took us to the moon, what built telescopes that peer into the edge of the universe, and what will one day carry us beyond our own solar system. And perhaps, it's what will lead us to finally shake hands, metaphorically or literally, with another intelligent civilization. As 3i Atlas continues its journey through our solar system, we have a rare opportunity to watch, to listen, to learn, and maybe, just maybe, to respond. Whether this is the dawn of contact or just another chapter in the mystery of the cosmos, the next steps we take will define the future of our species. And now the question that lingers, one that will echo long after this video ends: what if the WOW signal wasn't a one-time event, but the first word in a conversation that's just beginning? Space is full of secrets, and this might be one of the biggest. Then do one thing for me. Hit that like button to let the algorithm know you love space mysteries. Subscribe if you want more mind-bending space updates and discovery stories like this every day. And now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the WOW signal was a message or just a coincidence? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's solve this mystery together.